Good afternoon and welcome to NTA Nationwide. I am Kenen Emma Aborike. Tragedy struck this morning at Mboshimini community, a suburb of Port Harcourt in Obuja local government area of Rivers State, with 12 persons confirmed dead by yet to be identified assailant who shot and burned some victims while they slept. Kingsley Amagiri reports that the residents of the area have been thrown into confusion given the recurrent killing incidents by gunmen in the area.
Barely few days, the Nigerian military authorities launched the Operation Crocodile Smile in the Niger Delta region. 12 persons were reportedly killed in an early hour shootout this morning that left many wondering what could be responsible. The incident reportedly took place in the early hours of the day between 1 and 3 a.m. Health workers, Red Cross officials, and police contingents have already taken over the area, enumerating and removing the dead bodies amidst wailing by relatives of the victims.
In the night, unknown gunmen came and entered and started to kill people.
Community Development Committee Chairman Ono Hamade suspects the incident could be a reprisal court attack.
I see that these Icelanders are coming to look for the Greenlanders, but if they come, they don't see them, they kill the people they see.
The State Police Commissioner Zaki Ahmed said the command has already launched investigation into the matter, confirming the deaths of 12 persons.
Investigation has commenced. You can see we moved around with the CID and we have interviewed some eyewitnesses. There is no hiding place for them. We'll get them and they will be brought to book.
It will be recalled that the community chief was also killed in the same community not too long ago. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amagiri, NTA News.
The federal government says it will ensure fairness in the trial of Boko Haram suspects, which commenced today in about 3 detention centers across the country. This follows the arraignment of about 120 Boko Haram suspects in Kainji, Niger State. This is in addition to about 33 ongoing trials at various federal high court divisions across the country. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okewo, who is monitoring the trials, said the list of suspects is a product of months of screening by both the Ministry of Justice and security agencies. The trial is holding at the military cantonment, Wawa, Niger State. The case between a legal practitioner, Bello Lisanwofo, and the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee over the withdrawal of the plaintiff's senior advocate of Nigeria has been adjourned to Tuesday, 24th October 2017. Bello Lisanwofo, who used to be a senior advocate of Nigeria's son, as plaintiff, dragged the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee before an FCT High Court for withdrawing the privileges of a learned silk from him. The Legal Practitioners and Privileges Committee, at his 126th General Meeting in June, upon the complaint of the Court of Appeal of Nigeria against the plaintiff, withdrew his sonship from him, having conducted himself in a manner unbefitting of a holder of the esteemed rank of son. The case between Eyetayo Jegede and Biye Boroye, counsel for the respondent at the Monday sitting, posited that the court lacks jurisdiction over the matter. Presiding Judge Justice Musa adjourned the matter for the parties to address the court on the issue of jurisdiction.
Court to hear the matter, and then we'll file a counter affidavit in response to the substantive suit. The wisdom of the learned trial judge of this court, he on his own raised the issue of jurisdiction. invited parties to address the court on the issue of jurisdiction.
We have already argued the case on 4th of October, and it was adjourned for judgment today. And the learned trial judge raised some legal issues and asked us to address the court by filing an additional written address.
The import of the issue is if the court lacks jurisdiction, any action by the court will amount to an effort in futility. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is calling for more private sector participation in the economic development of Nigeria and Africa. The Vice President was speaking at Financial Times Africa Summit in the United Kingdom with the theme, "What Makes Africa Work?" Professor Yemi Osinbajo emphasized that the economic development of any nation depends on prudent management of resources. He also stated that strong visionary leadership and commitment to good governance has proven to be critical to the economic recovery growth plan of Nigeria. Vice President Osinbajo says across Africa there is a commitment to providing the much-needed infrastructure, citing Rwanda and Ethiopia as examples. He says Nigerian government has invested 1.33 trillion naira on infrastructure, the largest in recent years. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo further says that the global perception of Africa has evolved from a hopeless continent to a haven of limitless opportunities. Governors of the Southeast and South-South geopolitical zones are expressing worry over lack of federal government presence in the areas in terms of infrastructural development. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of their meeting in Owerri, Imo State capital. Sele Osayande reports that the governors also discussed economic integration.
Chairman of the forum, Akwa Ibom State Governor Emmanuel Udom, while addressing newsmen after their closed-door deliberation, re-echoed their faith in one indivisible Nigeria. He expressed the hope that the various efforts by the governors and other stakeholders to maintain peace and stability in the two regions will translate to the two regions reaping increased dividends in the form of greater attention paid to the region's urgent infrastructural needs. It is also the expectations that the regions have increased revenue following improvement in oil production.
Though we're also coming on the federal government, we also make sure that as we work tirelessly to maintain the higher production, this should also be reflected in the revenue that we're getting. That this is yet to be reflected, even though the average price of crude oil has improved tremendously, that our revenue is yet to improve to reflect the higher production that we are maintaining right now.
The host governor, Rochas Okorocha of Imo State, commended the participating governors' commitment. He added that they should consolidate on the unity of states involved and that of the nation at large.
Our economy has its own challenges, but believe me, the only way we can surmount these obstacles is by unity of purpose.
On constitutional amendment, the governors are yet to take their stand, while on the region's political interest, it plans to go in one direction in the next political dispensation. A church service had preceded the deliberation, with the governors engaging in various spiritual exercises. The forum will reconvene in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, November 26th. In Owerri, Selo Sinde, NTA News.
Regional cooperation have been identified as critical to the maintenance of international security. It is in view of this that the Directorate of Peacekeeping and Regional Security of the ECOWAS Commission is set to undertake a command post exercise for a more proactive ECOWAS standby force. Olajide Bello has details.
Since the establishment of the ECOWAS standby force in 2004, a command post exercise to validate the task force headquarters was conducted at Bamako, Mali in 2008. In 2011, the strategic and operational planning and preparation for multidimensional peace support operations was conducted in Accra, Ghana. The Mali After Action Review Process 2014 specifically recommended the review of the ECOWAS standby force concept, structure and training requirements so as to ensure that the force was better placed to meet emerging security threats in the region and beyond.
This conference is essential to the peace and development of the ECOWAS region as it assesses the capability and capacity of ECOWAS standby force to conduct strategic and operational level planning for multi-dimensional operations.
A project in support to ECOWAS peace and security architecture and operations is currently on its way to benefit from a financing decision from European Commission with the sum of 17 million euro.
We are hopeful that your expertise in the area of peace support operation and the preparation and conduct of the exercise will definitely guide the work of ECOWAS Commission.
The initial planning conference is aimed at confirming the draft exercise specifications and consolidate on the draft initial exercise plan. From the National Defense College in Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The House of Representatives Committee on Science and Technology has called for the establishment of a Research and Innovation Trust Fund. The chairman of the committee, Representative Bendila, while receiving a delegation of the Nigerian Academy of Science, explains that the fund is to enhance the promotion of research and creativity in Nigeria's technology.
Nigeria needs to boost its efforts in, bringing out research and development that will help this country move forward. Our economic growth has been, I won't say stampeded, but it hasn't been as fast as it should be because we haven't had the kind of research and technology, we haven't applied science and technology into our research findings.
The Academy was founded in 1977, not just to elect an honor scientist, which will also promote the development of science and technology in the country, but it was also aimed at providing unbiased scientific advice to government and other stakeholders.
The committee also said it is determined to provide the legislative framework for the National Biotechnology Development Agency, which has been operating without legislative regulations. As the controversy over the non-governmental organization bill continued to rage, guests on Good Morning Nigeria who expressed divergent views on the proposed legislation have been asked to articulate their position for presentation at the public hearing for the conclusion on the bill. Lydia Sampson has the report.
The NGO bill, which generated controversy since its introduction in the National Assembly, passed second reading at the House of Representatives. Chairman House Committee on Civil Society, Peter Akpatason, said the proposed legislation is geared towards ensuring transparency and regulation of NGOs in the country.
If you think that there are areas that are completely obnoxious and must not be, make a case for that. I assure you that the National Assembly is not for lawmakers, but for Nigerian people. And if Nigerian people, in all honesty, are against certain provisions of a bill, you can be sure that that will be addressed by National Assembly.
However, other guests are of the view that the proposed legislation is a violation of fundamental rights to association.
It is a direct affront to participatory governance, and it is an attempt to governmentalize the sector. They are non-governmental organizations, and they are so called for a reason.
For the National Assembly to come at this point in time to claim that unless a group is registered, unless an organization is registered, that organization or that group can never operate in any part of Nigeria is a direct affront on our constitutional rights and our constitutional freedom.
They argued that in any free society, NGOs complement government efforts in reaching out to the less privileged, in addition to serving as checks to human rights violations. The guest said if their programs are made subject to approval by a commission whose members are appointed by government, as the bill proposes, NGOs cannot function effectively. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. This is NTA Nationwide. Time now for a break. More reports when we return.
Hate speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
People commit crime and are punished for what they did.
A crime is a crime and it has devastating effect.
They go to jail, and 2 years, 10 years, various prison terms. They come out and go home.
Hey, stop there! Where do you think you're going to?
They try to reintegrate with the society.
Is what? As convict. Come back, it's not that bad.
But does the society accept them?
The prison was just for punishment.
Stigma is another thought-provoking and rib-cracking episode of Professor John. Join us this week as we take you on the journey of the story of an ex-convict with two-faced Dibia.
My canteen don't settle. That black bless. What did he say you are? You're a cook or a native doctor? Restaurant, I've been in a shrine.
Over and out.
Brought to you by Glow.
The largest data network, Glow Unlimited.
World Cup is coming to StarTime Sports. Get the privilege to live the greatest football show on earth. Get the privilege to know before anyone else which nation will mark history, which players will become living legends. This autumn, don't miss the last matches of the FIFA World Cup 2018 European qualifiers. Exclusively on StarTime Sports. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
The Coastal Week.
7 captivating events, 7 special venues over 7 days. 777.
The Coastal Week.
Music everywhere across the city.
The Coastal Week.
Happiness everywhere across the land.
The Coastal Week.
October 29 to November 4, 2017.
The Coastal Week.
Scintillating, spectacular, incredible.
The Coastal Week.
Don't miss the fun. October 29 to November 4, 2017. Brought to you by Kosan. Let the music pay in association with Tops, the entertainment headquarters.
So wish me well. Just wish me well.
Reorganized, trained, and fully equipped. We are the new improved Nigeria Police Force. We fight crime. We bust syndicates. Whatever the crime, wherever the hideout, the Nigeria Police Force will get you busted. Stop kidnapping, armed robbery, murder, pipeline vandalism, and other criminal activities. Be productive. Be security conscious. Join the police force to secure your life and property. This message is from the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Department.
Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
These patriots worked together to achieve independence for one united Nigeria. Although some may say Nigeria is a mistake, we all know that the Almighty never makes mistakes.
God has not made a mistake by bringing us all together in the way that He has brought us together. God has put us together here so that we can build a community that will be an example to the entire world.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Welcome back to NTA Nationwide. Western Command hands over arrested boats. We now join Ademola in Lagos for these and other stories. Hello, Ademola. Always good to see you.
Thank you, Kenneth. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to Lagos. The fight against illegalities on Nigerian waters by the Nigerian Navy is yielding positive results. The force recently arrested 29 vandals and trucks in separate locations in Lagos. The commander, NNS Beecroft, who was represented, stated this while handing over the suspect to officials of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission at the naval base in Apapa, Lagos. Ken Egbeluhe has the details.
The suspected vandals handed over to the EFCC are 26 Beninois and 3 Nigerians. They were arrested in separate locations while engaging in illegal oil bunkering within the Lagos waters. Captain Tajuddin Oshoba, who handed the suspect to the officials of the EFCC, told newsmen that between July and September this year, the Nigerian Navy ship Beecroft arrested the vandals, vessels, and the petroleum products. He said on interrogation, the suspects could not present genuine sources of the products. Captain Oshoba also stated that some of the suspected vandals and their trucks were arrested while siphoning premium motor spirit from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation pipelines laid in front of a hotel located in Abule Egba, Lagos. He reiterated the Nigerian Navy drive to safeguard Nigeria's maritime domain from criminal elements.
I advise well-meaning citizens of this country to dissociate from illegality and give useful information with regards to persons engaged in illegal acts within our maritime domain to the Nigerian Navy and other security agencies. The Nigerian Navy remain focused and will continue to hunt down these enemies of the nation.
It is expected that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission will further investigate and prosecute the suspected vandals. In Lagos, Ken Egbeluge, NTA News.
In line with the level of dynamism and pace of change in the political and economic space, the need to enhance strategic communication towards promoting good governance and integrity has been emphasized. Former Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Dr. Tony Iradia, stated this at a forum in Lagos where he backed fellow Nigerian Institute of Public Relations. Abolade Salami reports.
In entrenching democratic governance towards sustaining social and economic development, the need to create a policy that will drive communication industry wild and enhance value chain with a view to project the nation's image in good light remains sacrosanct. Former Director General, Nigerian Television Authority, Tony Iradia, says Nigerians must be patriotic, hence the need for a change in attitude. He described the lack in tracking identity and adequate communication education has been to true representation of the country's image.
One of the issues in Nigeria is the issue of identity. There's a problem with tracking identity. And I think that the more the Public Relations Institute does about this, the better for the nation.
So it is high time we regarded this nation as the best, as indigents. As professional body, we don't joke with the reputation of Nigeria.
I will continue to work hard. I will encourage people to always work hard. There is reward in hard work.
High point of the ceremony was the conferment of Honorary Fellowship Award, Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, on the Director General, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Nike Akonde, and Dr. Omode Idris, while the Fellowship Award, Nigeria Institute of Public Relations, was presented to the former Director General, NTA, Tony Iradia, for his outstanding performance in the media profession. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
The need for Nigerians to guide against violence has been re-echoed with a focus on the role of women in conflict resolution and peace building. This came to the fore at a program organized by the United Nations to commemorate this year's Nonviolence Day in Lagos. Rotimi Oluwagbemi compiled this report.
Dignitaries from various parts of the country gathered to mark the International Nonviolence Day with the theme, Women as Stakeholders in Peace Building, a panacea for a more stable nation. The Edo State First Lady, Betsy Obaseki, and other resource persons at the event advocated for proper parenting and family values as key to a peaceful society.
It's a responsibility, sole responsibility, let me say, of a woman to nurture and bring up and train a child with the right set of values.
When you train a woman, you've already trained a nation.
The number of graduates that are turned out on a daily basis from the various universities and roaming the streets unemployed is also a major cause for concern.
Panelists at the event were of the opinion that government must assist women through empowerment programs.
Attitude matters. There must be attitudinal change. We must bring up our youngsters very well.
Convener of the event enjoined everyone to always adopt the principle of non-violence in addressing issues with a view to enhance peace and tranquility.
To uphold the culture of non-violence, we should uphold the culture of peace, we should uphold the culture of tolerance.
The International Day of Non-Violence is marked on the 2nd of October to disseminate the message of non-violence through education and public awareness.
Those are some of the stories we are tracking at this hour from Lagos. It's back to you, Kenneth, for more on Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Ademola. The federal government has been advised to address bottlenecks in the ease of doing business in the country. Former Director, Defense Information, General Chris Olukolade, who gave this advice at the 2017 colloquium of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations in Abeokuta, Ogun State, says this will not only boost the economy, but also project the nation in good light. The report.
The former Nigerian Army Director of Information, retired General Chris Olukolade, while speaking at the 2017 colloquium of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Ogun State Chapter, said every PR practitioner must adhere strictly to the tenets of the profession.
Professionals must give their correct input to the development of the nation. This is an effort in that direction.
General Olukolade also advised on the need for Nigerian workers to ensure proper implementation of government policies on ease of doing business in Nigeria. The keynote speaker highlighted some of the challenges faced by investors and entrepreneurs while doing business in the country, to include epileptic power supply, bureaucracy in registering business, multiple taxation, and difficulties in sourcing credits from the bank.
All the economies that we admire all over the world, it is private sector capital that actually transformed them.
The general manager, NTA Abeokuta, Mrs. Fomi Wakama, emphasized the importance of the media in projecting the image of the country to the outside world. Earlier, Ogun State Chairman, NIPR, Mr. Tope Adaramola, spoke on the theme of the event, saying no better time to discuss such a theme than now.
Permit me to state that there is no nation that can grow its economy without placing required emphasis on improving the environment in which business and trade is undertaken.
The theme of the colloquium was PR perspectives on ease of doing business in Nigeria.
Experts raise concerns on rising cases of heart-related diseases. Beauty will tell us more on this and other reports from Enugu Zone. Beauty, take it from here.
Thank you, Kene, and a very pleasant welcome to Enugu. Some serving and former heads of state in Africa have stressed the need to make the education of youth a priority as a way of preparing them to be self-reliant. The African leaders, which include President Muhammadu Buhari, Akufo-Addo of Ghana, and former President Olusegun Obasanjo, were speaking at a graduation ceremony in Owerri. Sele Osayende has more.
The various speakers were of the view that education remains the bedrock of development world over. Youths were advised on their part to be job creators rather than job seekers.
The world is moving from raw materials to creating wealth through knowledge. And you young ones cannot be better equipped than what you are receiving here. Education is the equalizer of opportunity. I am in this position as President of the Republic because of education. If the poor and the underprivileged will rise over their poverty, will rise above their disadvantaged position, it is only through education.
And I believe Rochas is keying into federal government plans.
The founder and president of Rochas Foundation College and governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, says it is a dream he nursed 16 years ago to meet the education needs of indigent children by giving them a better future.
And to you, my children, you are the very reason why all these area of fingertips are gathered. We shall not define one thing. To whom much is given, much is accepted.
The Rochas Foundation College has branches in Kano, Ibadan, Owerri, Ogboko, and Jos. In Owerri, Sele Osayende, NTA News.
Cardiothoracic experts have stressed the need for careful handling of the heart in the human body. This call became necessary due to the rising cases of heart-related diseases in the country. Chegonu Aro completes the report.
Heart experts have described the heart as an important, if not the most valuable organ in the human body system. According to them, the heart is the first organ in the body that indicates life in a newly born, and the last organ to give up before someone is declared dead. The heart beats at 72 times per minute on the average, while the head suffers brain damage after 4 minutes of heartbeat stoppage due to lack of oxygen supply. This results to death. To care for the heart, therefore, experts say good eating habits should be maintained. Drinking warm water before and after meals.
Heart diseases kill a lot of people. Many millions of people die every year from heart diseases. In fact, it is projected that by 2025, heart diseases will be the commonest cause of death all over the world.
We need to know how to care for the heart so that it remains healthy and continues to perform the work it does.
Physical exercises also are required for those who do sedentary jobs, that is, sit-down officers in the offices. Experts say that because the heart circulates blood and nutrients around the body, it pumps about 5 liters or 8 pints of blood daily to maintain a normal, healthy body. It is therefore necessary to keep the heart clean and active with regular clean water intake and exercises to keep it active. In Enugu, Chegonu Aro, NTA News.
Government at all levels in Nigeria have always devised means of detecting and eliminating ghost workers from government's payroll. However, a recent finding in the Enugu State's Post-Primary School Management Board shows that ghost workers are still much in the system despite government's efforts to combat the menace. In this report, Jude Abugu takes a look at the activities of ghost workers and its effects on the civil service.
Ghost workers, which is a term used in referring to individuals receiving salary from government for work not done, has become a recurring issue at all levels of government in Nigeria. It is a problem peculiar to the civil service, and it increases the financial burden on government. The question many observers continue to ask is, how do they find their ways into the well-structured and organized civil service?
Some of them who feel that they are not being remunerated very well may find job opportunities some other places and leave the service without formally resigning.
Some respondents argue that what is most times tagged ghost workers are usually cases of salary padding perpetrated by government officials in connivance with payroll officers.
Maybe they're tricking themselves, they're playing themselves, they're padding salaries. And then now that they want to have a kind of physical payment, the money will remain there. Once the money remains there, who is the ghost worker there?
The chairman, Enugu State Post Primary School Management Board, whose agency recorded some successes in the fight against ghost workers recently, explains the strategies which the organization used.
The sequel to the verification exercise we carried out through payment by check of all our staff.
The respondents suggested that regular and continuous physical and biometric exercises will reduce ghost workers in the nation's civil service to the barest. In Enugu, Jude Abugu, NTA News.
And that's all from here in Enugu. Kene, it is back to you in Abuja. It is back.
Thank you, Beauty. The federal government has described as fake and sinister the report that the outbreak of monkeypox in some parts of the country resulted from those alleged free medical care by the government in the affected areas. A statement by the Special Assistant to the Minister of Information and Culture, Shego Adeyemi, urges Nigerians to disregard the report, which we said was the handiwork of some unscrupulous persons to fit into their sinister agenda. The federal government in the statement adds, has not conducted any free medical service or care in either Bayelsa or Rivers State as alleged in that fake report. So that could not have been the cause of the outbreak of monkeypox in both states, explaining that monkeypox is a virus found only in monkeys and it is rare in human beings but belongs to the same family as chickenpox and smallpox. It notes that someone might have contacted it by eating monkey meat, which has triggered the current outbreak. He, however, assured that no effort will be spared in curtailing the spread of the disease. Flood wreaks havoc in Patigi, Kwara State. Details and more stories with Fatai as our guide. Hello, Fatai. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Kene, and it's a warm welcome to Africa's cradle of television, Ibadan. Over 2,000 hectares of rice plantation and properties worth millions of naira have been destroyed by flood in Patigi, Kwara State. This was as a result of overflow of River Niger and Chiruru Dam after a heavy downpour. Abdul Wahid Bibiri has details.
The affected communities include Barondogi, Ela, Bado, Esungi, Babogi, Sunkuso, Egwa, Zakan, Edota, Duro, among others. The special advisor to the governor on emergency and relief services, Abdullahi Muhammad, sympathized with the victims and assured that government will urgently intervene.
The issue of flooding, let me say, in the whole Kwara North, not only Patigi, Edu, have become an annual event. That no year this will not happen.
The flood, which swept over 2,000 acres of land in the area, also affected school buildings, cottage hospital, and a community cemetery. The Etsu Patigi, Alhaji Ibrahim Chata Umar, appealed to federal government to construct a dike, dredge River Niger, and ensure proper channelization of waterways to forestall future occurrence.
And then you have channels, you control your erosions. Flooding will be reduced by channels.
The team had earlier inspected the ongoing internally displaced person camp under construction in Patigi local government area, embarked upon by the Presidential Committee on Flood and Relief Rehabilitation. Abdulwahid Bibire, NTA News.
Relatedly, a fire outbreak at neighborhood market in Mokola, Ibadan, has destroyed goods worth millions of naira. Correspondent Kemi Oshin says victims of the incident are looking up to government to get back to business after the inferno.
Traders and artisans were seen clearing off the debris at the scene of the fire outbreak. They explained that about 70 portable shops were razed by the fire as they were unable to retrieve any of their wares. Some of them who spoke with NTA News said the fire started around 7 p.m. and they immediately alerted the State Fire and Security Services.
I don't see anything to pack, no way to rescue anything. We have controllers and DJ mix anything, and mixer and big speakers and engine.
So what we later learned was that the electricity fell from the pole, and that was how the problem started. Can estimate it as millions of goods were burnt down.
Director of your State Fire Services reacts.
Somebody plugged an iron, and that one indicated that it was the area where the fire started.
Traders and artisans at the market, however, called for government assistance for them to be able to carry on with their trading activities as they have no other source of livelihood in Ibadan. Kemi Oshin, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Governor Rauf Aregbesola has charged younger generation to be more active, to be proactive in the acquisition of knowledge to better their future. He made a call at a prize-giving ceremony for winners of the 2017 Inter-Schools Calisthenics Competition in Osogbo. Olabode Arewa reports.
The prize-giving ceremony attracted students from secondary schools across the 3 senatorial districts of the state. They have been engaged in an inter-schools calisthenics competition lasting 1 week. Ilobu emerged winner in the central senatorial zone. Ilesha came first in the Osun East senatorial zone, while Ede emerged winner in Osun East senatorial zone. First prize winners received trophies and certificates as well as a check of 1 million naira. Zones who placed second also received checks of 750,000 naira each. Governor Rauf Aregbesola said his government introduced calisthenics to challenge the intellect of students, to encourage teamwork and discipline among them.
I'm considering increasing the prize money in subsequent events.
He added that the infrastructural developments and projects embarked upon by the government would put Osun in good stead for the future. Osun State government introduced calisthenics competition in 2013 to promote mental alertness among students in the states. In Osogbo, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
That does it from the cradle. It's back to you, Kene, in Abuja for more stories on Nationwide.
Thank you, Fatai. It's been over 10 years of stable democracy in Liberia. The challenges notwithstanding, the West African nation has a lot to be grateful for and a lot more to prove. In a matter of hours, Liberia will decide who Africa's first female democratically elected president hands over power to. Who are the contenders and what difference can they likely make in the lives of citizens? Omotala Omojala reports.
The list is long. Some 20 candidates battle for the votes of a little over 2 million Liberians out of a population of about 4.2 million. An intimidating collection of candidates, including some of Liberia's globally acknowledged names. The chances really unpredictable. The party colors form the themes of the streets with messages of change of one form or the other. Campaign at its peak in Monrovia sees a collection of street revelry as party enthusiasts defy even the cold and incessant rain of this coastal county and do all they can to psychologically position their standard bearers in the minds of prospective voters. The question, however, is what kind of change do Liberians desire?
We notice our schools have gone down to the drain. And our brothers and sisters are not learning anything anymore again because coming out of school and you can't read, or come on, a friendly letter.
There is no opportunity for us, no good environments.
Liberia, my children, my family will only deserve the kind of change I want if we Liberians change our minds and change our attitude and have national interest.
20 standard bearers running for the most powerful office in Liberia, and there's just one woman among them, Magdala Cooper. What impact can she make in the process, and what does it say to affirmative action in favor of women participation in politics?
I think my chances are pretty good because women, when I go across the country, women would say, you know, it's great we had a female president, although she didn't do anything for us personally, but we want to see to it that the rights that we had, that she brought, the pride that she gave us as women. Today our husbands are not abusing us, they're not beating on us as they used to traditionally. So we want to keep that. There's a lot of talk around about female empowerment, but a lot of folks just talk and I take action. You want female participation, sometimes you have to go beyond just inviting women to participate, you have to pay for them.
It is the beauty of democracy, expressions of the power of the people. Liberians have the power and the playing field very open. In Monrovia, Liberia, Omotola Omojola, NTA News.
ECOWAS Community Court of Justice says it has determined 6 out of 37 cases lodged before it in 2016-2017 legal year. Chief Registrar of the court, Tony Anene Meido, disclosed this at a ceremony to herald the commencement of 2017-2018 legal year of the court in Abuja. Oyeyemi Ajayi has the details.
This gathering at the ECOWAS Court of Justice marks the end of the 2016-2017 legal year and kickstarts that of 2017-2018. With the theme Current Trends in International and Regional Commercial Arbitration, some of the speakers stressed the need to encourage alternative dispute resolution among economic agents, especially on commercial transactions.
Unfortunately, the court is yet to exercise its arbitration mandate, as it is still awaiting the approval of its rules of arbitration by the Council of Ministers.
The court is not well known to Africans, top less of West Africa alone.
The guest speaker at the occasion said the arbitration protocol relating to arbitral powers of the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice should clearly define the arbitration agreements.
The regulations concerning arbitration within the code should be adopted and implemented. So that's the way the court can render effective this arbitral function.
We're going to unite and we're going to trade and we're to do business together. We need to understand clearly what all the rules and the regulations and the laws are.
As the court begins a new legal year, President of the court, Justice Jerome Traore, assured litigants that the court will continue to serve as home of freedom and direct access granted to individuals and institutions in the sub-region. In Abuja, Oyeyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
Uche Nwizu now gives us highlights of stories trending on the global scene.
A warm welcome to this segment. We begin